So this month's video is going to be focused on sleep. And one of the things that I wanted to highlight is how sleep can be used as a learning strategy. So you really want to be mindful that you're getting enough sleep leading up to your midterm or exam. So for some people that might be 7 hours, for other people it might be 9 hours. To really figure out what works best for you, it is helpful to have a sleep diary, which you can access from Jillian in Counselling Services. And so making sure you know what that hour range is like, and then actually getting that leading up to the exam is very helpful for memory consolidation. So really building those connections to transfer things from short-term to long-term memory.
Yeah. So when we talk about how to get a good night's sleep, we often talk about sleep hygiene. So what that means is just really looking at, and like Venus had said, examining what you need to be able to get a good night's sleep. So what do you need to be able to feel comfortable falling asleep and staying asleep? Just like we take care of our physical health by taking a shower, brushing our teeth, all of those things are part of hygiene. So sleep hygiene is looking at, what do I really need to get this good night's sleep? So we have a couple tips we're going to go through. It's our top 3 tips on how to create a great routine for when you fall asleep. So one of the things that we really recommend is looking at what relaxes you before you go to sleep. Does it help to take a bath, take a shower, maybe do some yoga, do some stretches to wind down? Some people will even, what we call a mind dump. So what that is that when people feel anxious, often they'll get anxious thoughts that keep them awake at night. And so what I recommend is to keep a notepad by the bed and just write out those thoughts. Write out the anxious thoughts, write out the things that, I have to remind myself what I need to do for school tomorrow. Just write those things out. And it kind of clears the mind a little bit better and allows people to sleep a bit better. And then Venus is going to talk about, the location of where you're sleeping is really important too.
If it's available to you, it's really helpful to keep your bed just for sleeping and not studying. It just helps you kind of get into that routine of knowing that your bed is for sleeping, and it helps you kind of get into the headspace of having a more comfortable sleep. But again, if that's not available to you, it's completely fine to make use of the space that you have.
And one last tip that I always recommend is to try to reduce the amount of screen time before bed. So the amount of time that people lay in bed, read on their phones, or watch TV, watch Netflix on their laptop. And the reason for that is because there's a lot of white light that comes from people's devices, and the white light tricks our mind into thinking it's daytime. So it reduces the amount of melatonin that we produce, and melatonin is the hormone that allows us to feel sleepy. So it's triggering the brain to say, hey, it's time to go to bed. But when we use devices, we're not getting those cues. So it's really important to try to reduce your screen time before bed. And if you do want to read, maybe just read an actual physical book or listen to some relaxing music instead.
Thanks.